I've probably touched more Pokemon cards in my 20 years of collecting than I have blades of grass. And while that disturbs me to say out loud, it's not all negative. When you've sorted through as many Pokemon cards as I have, you start to notice some unusual things about their backgrounds. Weird objects, other Pokemon, even some things that are downright criminal.
Like robbery and murder.
There are a number of crazy things that I bet you didn't even notice were happening in the background of Pokemon cards. Today, we're going to explore some of the creepiest, wildest, or just downright weirdest Pokemon card backgrounds. So get ready, because as much as you clicked on this YouTube video to just let your mind wander, you're going to learn something. This is our first card, and initially, it doesn't look like anything is happening in the card, right? It's like just a Drowsy and the art is fine. But then what the heck is this, man? It's just a straight up candle. And this is kind of a theme with Sujimori's artwork, is that there's just straight up pictures in the background. But this one is particularly unique because I mean, it literally is just a candle. I don't understand how the two got paired, right? Like Drowsy is this kind of precursor to arguably one of the creepiest Pokemon. And it just gets this chill little candle like it's a millennial housewife on a Saturday evening. You know, Drowsy like getting ready for the bath, had like a couple sips of wine, getting ready for the bath, light the candle, hop on over there. I just find it so funny. This isn't the last of our natural backgrounds. I want to clue you in on something that I think a lot of people know. You know that this Ponyta has a stock background, as do a number of other base set Pokemon. Again, Ken Sujimori, so like this is kind of his thing. And there's a few other ones. Oh, here's one from a recent set. This is Togepi Great Encounters. Again, Ken Sujimori with that stock. It looks like it could be a background on a computer. But the interesting thing about Ponyta is that there's actually another Ponyta that does the same exact thing in Gym Challenge. And I think they're from the same picture. I'm going to make my argument right now. Look at this. I think this is, you can't tell me otherwise that this is not like the same background full image, like that these were not taken in the same place. You got this one and this one. I'm just saying. I could also see something where they just took the first picture and then they just like tilted it, right? It's so funny. Oh yeah, Ponyta, we all know it's got the stock images in the background, but then Blaine's, like they didn't even change the Pokemon. Literally the same background. Okay, so we're talking about Drowsy. Let's talk a little bit more about its evolution, Hypno. Here's a really cool Hypno card that I don't quite understand. It's like the Hypno for elementary schoolers. 1, 2, 3. We're missing 4. If anybody can spot 4, let me know. 5. We're also missing 6. And I guess in Pokemon lore, the numbers only go up to 7. It was an interesting card because it has numbers in the background. Like the numbers are almost a featured part of the card. That's not even the weirdest Hypno though. This one has a Pokedex entry that I'd like to read. I mean, just look at what it's doing. Let me read you the Pokedex entry. As a matter of course, it makes anyone it meets fall asleep and has a taste of their dreams. Okay, that, seems fine. Like, okay, we get it. Dream Eater's an attack. Pokemon eat dreams, apparently. That's part of the lore. So here's the second part, though. Anyone having a good dream, it carries off. What the heck? So you're telling me that if, I don't know, the young boy, he's writing his paper, you can see him, slouched over the desk after a hard day at university. You're telling me that he's dreaming about the upcoming football game, having a good dream. Hypno's not only going to eat his dream, but he's just going to like slide in the window and like carry him off. Are you kidding me? Shut your doors. I gotta put some screens on my windows now. That's some messed up stuff. Okay, we got one last Hypno card because apparently Hypno cannot outrun scrutiny. Honestly, we should just cancel Hypno. Last Hypno card. Is this Hypno? If this were an art piece in a museum, this would be called the duality of Hypno. We all know what Hypno does. Got the little pendant trying to lure unsuspecting, people or Pokemon into some like creepy little dungeon here. But pay attention to what's in the background, right? This is all about the background. What is that? It's a little Clefairy. Okay. Kind of harmless. We don't know anything bad is going on. For all intents and purposes, the Clefairy is maybe a little scared. We even see it pointing in the opposite direction that Hypno's pointing, which I find interesting, right? Okay, we think that this Clefairy is sentient. Maybe it's wanting to get away. It knows that it shouldn't go the direction that Hypno wants to go, although the direction sign, you can see that in the background as well. That's like lying down. Nobody knows where they are. Hypno can be your angel or your devil. So let's look at the combo piece. 2 Hypno, because of course, if you're gonna leave the clues in that artwork background, you gotta have the Clefairy. Running through what looks like tombstones, although I'm inclined to believe they're not tombstones, but they look eerily similar to tombstones. Clefairy clearly with the rounded, confused eyes, clearly is not of sound mind or body. And then what do we have in the background? Hypno. Staring on from beyond. We can see that Clefairy has entered the dark zone. Clefairy in the light. Everything's happy. It knows not what is to come. And then it comes here in the Hypno's cemetery lair. What the heck? Okay, but this isn't even the weirdest card. And we got another one here that also has to deal with tombstones. And this was actually one that was banned in America. So our next card is Sabrina's Gengar. And you look at the card, and this was printed in English, like the card was, but it didn't have the same background. And let me show you. Let's just zoom in a little bit. It's hard to see. Do you see that in the background, the crosses? Isn't that creepy? Also, I think it's just kind of weird. The Gengar is you ever seen that TikTok meme where it goes, yo, bro, who got you smiling like that? That's really morbid, but Gengar do be happy right here. If you look at an American version of this card, you'll see that there aren't any crosses in the background. It's just kind of a blank canvas there in the back. We're going to go back a little bit to those base cards, and you're going to ask, what is so interesting about this Nidoran? I'll tell you what. Let's just zoom in a little bit. This right here is a bale of hay. So the perspective on this card is completely messed up because this is a giant field. These are hay bales. Imagine a gigantic Nidoran in a field. I won't go to all the trouble of pulling up the stock image, but if you look at it, there's the hay bale in the stock image, and then they blurred it all out. And there's a couple more behind. You can see just barely in the background here, those are more hay bales, but just because it's all pixelated, you can't tell. It's definitely the OG Leafeon alt art for sure. Next one is super fun. Look at this boy. This is probably the most playful one. But I gotta wonder what's going on. All right, so we see Chimchar in the foreground. Okay, that's cute. Okay, haha, something happened. Chimchar got a hold of a, piece of machinery. Haha. But look at what's going on in the background. I don't know what this piece of machinery is, but I gotta think it was something important. It looks very large from our perspective. Chimchar's is relatively small, and then the trees in the background seem to be, giving us a little bit of perspective here. That seems to be 9-10 foot tall structure that Chimchar just went and absolutely destroyed. Grammar Time points out that Chimchar winking is pretty sus. I agree. Look at that boy. He's he knows he did something wrong. This is definitely the face that you make to your partner. You make it to your little brother when you got away with something. All I'm going to say is that Chimchar's trainer, probably not too happy with him after this one. I want to show you another pair. The first in our pair is this Weepinbell. And you say, what's so weird about the Weepinbell? Of course, it's the bird in the picture. No, I wouldn't just do that to you. Okay, I wouldn't just make a whole video to just say, oh, there's a bird on the Weepinbell. That's way too obvious. Okay, way too obvious. First of all, birds confirmed in Pokemon lore. That is just absurd to me. It never ceases to amaze me that there's actual animals. But this is all about the backgrounds. Look at the grapes, okay? Grapes also confirmed in Pokemon lore, but that's not what makes this card interesting. Let me pull up the duo, okay? So I just want to, I want to point out Weepinbell's expression here. Okay, clearly it's comfortable in its surroundings. It's got a bird perched on it. Say that that's an indication of just a gentle nature, kind of a relaxed nature. But just pay attention to the grapes. Bruh. What is that? And what are those? I think these are the grapes from the first Weepinbell picture. There's grapes. There's something purple hanging from the trees or something. Just think about it. Next time you're seeing Erica's Weepinbell, what happened? Who hurt you? Maybe the bird hurt the Weepinbell and made it afraid of grapes? I don't know. Hard to say. So what I love about Komiya's art, the artist of this Onix and many of other cards, in Pokemon TCG, is that they do a really good job of presenting the Pokemon in a new light. And so this Onix, it's a weird Onix for sure. But again, we're not looking at the main character, right? We're looking at the background. Look at these little dudes. Okay. They're like just popping out. They're like earth pimples. There are so many. It's like earth acne. And you got all these little Diglets in the background. This is one of the more obvious ones to see, but it's like as soon as you notice the Diglets, they almost become the main characters of this picture. As soon as I notice the Diglets, like I forget about the Onix. So the next card on our list also has a very interesting Pokedex entry. And it reads, the fate of the ships and crew that wander into its habitat, all sunken, all lost, all vanished. Of course, that Pokemon is Jellicent. Given what we just heard in that Pokedex entry, what the heck is happening to this man? Are we about to witness a murder? Is this man's last breath? Whenever a full moon hangs in the night sky, schools of Jellicent gather near the surface of the sea, waiting for their prey to appear. What do you think this is? The background looks dark. Okay, the sky looks dark. When is it usually dark? The evening, correct? And then look at this. There's a nice bright patch, kind of orbular. Gotta be thinking it's a full moon. And then this man, very scared looking. He's kind of like screaming with an arm back. Dude was just on an evening fishing trip. We all love those. Crack open a couple of cold ones, go bass fishing, roll up on a Jellicent swarm that has just been waiting for you to appear. All right, let's get into some weird Japanese cards. You guys have probably seen this first one. And that, of course, is the Imakuni series. And then this was translated into English, but Imakuni, so insane. Look at this. The Doduo is running, but then you got Imakuni running with like it's not a Pokeball, dude. This man doesn't know. He's been living in the Pokemon universe for like 25 years and he still doesn't know how to catch a Pokemon. And he's running in his bear costume. It seems so like, okay, I will give him the benefit of the doubt for running after a Pokemon with a net. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. There's like bug catchers that also do that. But to run after a Pokemon as fast as Doduo and to be wearing a full-size bear suit or whatever Imakuni wears, unbelievable. It makes zero sense. There's no way you're going to catch it, Imakuni. Don't even try. Okay, our last one. This card, I almost guarantee you have never seen before. But let me just kind of like scroll down because I think the reveal of this card is actually what's so magical about it. Okay, let me just scroll down. Okay, here we go. Already you see what look to be two little beady eyes. What? All right, keep it coming. There we go. Look at that. Have you ever seen a card like this? What a wild card. So it says it's the 1998 Exchange Please Trainer promo. And there's a little bit more text underneath that I can read in just a second. Okay, so it appears to be two people with enormous hands. So clearly these are NBA basketball players. And they seem to be exchanging Pokemon. They seem to be trading Pokemon. One has a Poliwhirl and one has an absolutely baked out of his gourd Weepinbell. He is cooked for sure. And then you got their hairstyles. I don't know, like, this is a little mean, but this dude has like a thick neck, bro. Look at this neck. And then just the curliest of hair. This guy, they both got little pointy noses and like some weird like berries and cream haircut. Something strange going on in this one, guys. All right, so this is the card text for the weird looking trainer. Look at your opponent's hand and choose one card there, then show your opponent your hand and have him or her choose one card there. Ask your opponent if you may switch those cards. If your opponent accepts, switch those cards. If your opponent declines, draw two cards. One of the weirdest Pokemon cards, and not even for the foreground, but for the background. Who are these people? I need to know their story. So I hope you enjoyed that look at some of the weirdest Pokemon card backgrounds. If you liked that content, I'm going to throw up some more videos here that you might also enjoy. But if you liked this video and you want to see more of it, please make sure to subscribe down below and like the video. That tells me that I should make more of this content in the future. It's really my feedback loop. Let me know that you enjoyed what I put out, and hey, I might just put out some more things because I got a bunch of ideas in this crazy brain of mine. So that's going to be all for me today, guys. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. And remember, good luck and also have fun.